DNA replication part 2. We will continue with the steps of DNA replication. So the first step is the activation of nucleotide. The nucleoplasm has deoxyribonucleotide monophosphate and they are activated to triphosphate by the use of extra energy ATP in presence of enzyme phosphorylase. So all four nucleotides are there: deoxyadenosine monophosphate, deoxycytidine monophosphate, guanosine monophosphate, and deoxythymine monophosphate. In presence of enzyme phosphorylase and ATP, they are converted into triphosphate because ATP donates its phosphate and two phosphates. So I'm sorry, this will be converted into AMP, not ATP. This will be AMP. Okay, because two phosphates are used to make them triphosphate. So they are converted into the triphosphate form. This reaction is called phosphorylation. Now they are activated to be used for the replication process. The next step is the recognition of initiation point. There are 100 to 200 base pairs specific sequence which are 80 rich sequence on the DNA at which the replication is initiated. So it's not like that anywhere it can initiate. Specific fixed consensus sequences are there. These particular sequences are called origin of replication. Now over here, first of all, specific DNA protein called DNA A bind to these sequences, and the denaturation means the separation of two you can say hydrogen bond break between the two. See, AT rich region are more easily broken down than GC rich region. Why? Because they have only two hydrogen bond between them, where GC has 3 hydrogen bond. Okay, now next step is unwinding of DNA. The helicase enzyme bind at this point. So once the DNA A do its function, the helicase come into the play and it bind at the initiation point along with DNA B and DNA C proteins. So these are single stranded binding protein which will bind with a single stranded strand of DNA which is formed initially, because if they will not bind, then what will happen? The two, since there is complementary base pairing, so again they will form the bond 2 strand, and then we are unable to separate the 2 strands of DNA. Now they unzip means the hydrogen bond between them breaks. So helicase along with these DNA binding proteins, they unzip double stranded DNA and form Y-shaped structure called replication fork. At the unzipping of DNA, as the unzipping of DNA continue, a tension or supercoiling is introduced in DNA structure. The enzyme topoisomerase cut and reseal one strand of DNA, thus help in the separation of intertwined strand of long DNA molecule. See, once you unwind any you can say winded structure of rope, you can find that when you try to unwind, then a supercoiling is introduced. So similarly over here, the supercoiling is introduced in the DNA. So if you just cut one strand and again join it and remove the supercoiling and again join it, then the work of helicase become much easy. The process of replication become much easy and simple. So look at this is the DNA. Okay, in bacteria topoisomerase is called DNA gyrase. Okay, then initiation occur at a point, so the hydrogen bond between the base pair breaks, and this Y-shaped structure, okay, which is from half you can say this side and half you can say this side, is called replication fork. So you can see both the direction the replication can proceed, but in 5' and 3'. Okay, in both the and it occurs on both the strand, that is the upper one and the lower one. Okay, Formation of RNA primer. RNA primer is a short, that is 10 to 60 base pair strand of RNA formed on DNA template, because DNA polymerase cannot initiate the synthesis of new DNA strand, but it can polymerize the growth of DNA chain on RNA. Now this is what is the specificity of DNA polymerase, that it cannot do direct polymerization on DNA template. So RNA primer is first synthesized, little RNA means 10 to 60 base pair of RNA synthesized, then DNA polymerase will act on this primer and will continue the polymerization of DNA based on the complementary base pairing with DNA template. The primer synthesized is catalyzed by the DNA dependent RNA polymerase. Now this is not RNA polymerase enzyme, this catalyzes formation of RNA, so we say it is RNA polymerase, but it is on the template, so we say this as DNA dependent RNA polymerase. This is also called as DNA primase. The enzyme DNA primase and helicase together form primosome. So this complex is called primosome. Synthesis of new complementary strand. DNA polymerase, which is the catalysis rate is 1000 nucleotide per second, catalyze addition of new polypeptide to RNA primer. The replication proceed in 5'3' direction only in new DNA strand. The nucleotide occur in triphosphate form. The deoxyribonucleotide triphosphates are added to nitrogenous bases of the template strand, which is complementary, and after bonding they set free pyrophosphate. So you can say this is characterized by the enzyme pyrophosphatase. Now you can see this is DNA template, and DNA polymerase whose cofactor are magnesium or manganese. Okay, it will add the trinucleotide to the template first. So trinucleotide is added to the you can say template. Here you can see, so out of tri only GMP, that is mono phosphate is added. The two phosphates are free. Okay, so this is broken down. When this is broken down, the energy is released. So energy is released and pyrophosphate is also released. Okay, and this reaction, conversion of triphosphate to monophosphate, is done by pyrophosphatase. Okay, so is it I think clear to you the polymerase reaction? Okay, now you try to understand this. This represent Y-shaped structure replication for. So two anti-parallel strands are there, 3'5' opposite are there, and then newly which are synthesized, that will run in 5'3' in both. So in one you can see this is continuously coming, 5'3' is synthesizing. Over here, okay, because the replication since it is forwarded in one direction, okay, so over here it has to be in the opposite direction. Okay, see the replication actually forward in this direction. Okay, but the DNA replication will add the bases in 5'3' direction. Okay, but if you see this strand here, if it has to add in 5'3' direction, it cannot add in 3' and 5' direction, because on this is 5', so complementary, and over here will be 3', so it cannot add in 3', 5'. So because this is the specificity of DNA, that it will add to 5' and 3'. So here the DNA adding of complementary bases to the template will be added in 5' and 3', but in some other manner. So I'm trying to explain you that. So DNA polymerase can only catalyzes addition of base pair in 5'3' direction, but two strands are antiparallel. Therefore, on one, the DNA template, the replication occur in continuous manner. This is called leading strand. Whereas in the other strand, the DNA polymerase produces short section of DNA, and this is called lagging strand. These short fragments are called Okazaki fragments. These short fragments were later on joined by DNA ligase, which catalyzes the formation of phosphodiester bond. So in the leading strand, which was in 5'2'3', the continuously the bases were added and the new strand was synthesized, whereas the one in which was there in the opposite direction, in that also 3'5' base pairs were added, but they were added in the fragments. So fragments were synthesized on the DNA of the these fragments are of new, you can say, DNA that is forming, and these are known as Okazaki fragments, which were discovered by the Japanese scientist Okazaki. Each Okazaki fragment formed on RNA primer that indicate number of RNA primer are formed on the lagging. Now see, if there are so many Okazaki fragments which are forming on the lagging strand, means what? They cannot initiate directly by DNA polymerase. So different stretches of RNA primers are also formed on the other strand. The primer were later on removed by 5'3' exonuclease activity of polymerase. Now once this process is over, the replication is over, once the DNA complementary base pair are added, then that RNA primer is removed, and then what will happen? Again the DNA polymerase will add new bases to it, because it can now add, because it already has added the whole chain of the nucleotide. Okay, now this indicates that replication on lagging strand is discontinuous. DNA polymerase is also proofreading enzyme. The forbidden base pair introduced in DNA helix are removed by endonuclease and exonuclease activity. We have already discussed that in eukaryotes and prokaryotes, the enzyme, DNA polymerase enzyme is different. There are 3 different polymerases in prokaryotes, and 3 of them are given different tasks. One is given elongation, one is given proofreading, and so on. Whereas in eukaryotes, different subunit of the enzyme, they together catalyzes all proofreading and elongation in one. Okay, and also that prokaryotes have circular DNA, whereas the organization of eukaryotic DNA, which is very complex. So the replication, you will find so many replication fork at a time, because there are so many site of replications which are present in the eukaryotes. Now just try to understand this diagram, it will be more clear to you. Now you just look at the diagram. So from here we have started the unwinding. This is leading topoisomerase, since it has to catalyze the supercoiling of DNA, supercoiling, removal of supercoiling of DNA. So it will be present here. Then you will find helicase somewhere where the unwinding is continuous. Then these are the single stranded binding protein which stabilizes the single strand of DNA. This is the leading. Here you can say RNA primer, okay, which is synthesized by a DNA primase enzyme. And then DNA polymerase continue on RNA primer and add the complementary new nucleotide base according to the template strand. So this will continue like this. And then if you look at the lagging strand, short stretches of RNA primer, which are represented by red, are first synthesized on lagging strand. Okay, and then they will be continued by DNA polymerase, and later on these primers are removed. Okay, and then DNA polymerase only fill these gaps of RNA primer, and then whatever ends are remaining, they are sealed by DNA ligase, which creates the phosphodiester bond between the two base pair. So after that you can see continuous strand is synthesized like this, and then you will see like this the DNA gaps are filled up, and then you will find that two different DNA template have their complementary sequence. So we will say this is one daughter DNA and this is another daughter DNA, and then they will be separated and in two different cells. So this is how the DNA replication occurs. So here we complete DNA replication. Thank you.